timeshare. If you think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare, you need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO and founder of Wesley Financial Group. 10 years ago, I started helping folks cancel their timeshare. And in the process, started what's now called the timeshare cancellation industry. Timeshare is the only thing that you can buy that you can't tell me how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check to fill out any amount they want for annual maintenance and assessment fees. The crazy thing is, this never ends. Even when you die, your family's now going to be stuck with this burden. Stop the insanity today. Call my office now. If we take you as a client, I guarantee we'll cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call for your free information kit. 800-462-3333. That's 800-462-3333. 800-462-3333.
Hey, Jeffrey O'Brien here. And listen, Phoenix has had over 53 days of 110 degree plus this summer. This last July alone, we had 30 consecutive days of 110 plus. And this summer heat might just be the new normal for summers here in Arizona. What you need to do is call Harmon Solar today. Harmon Solar could save you over 80% off your electric bills. They're a locally owned, family-owned company. Call Harmon Solar for a free estimate. 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
Hey, NASCAR fans, it's Randy from the Daily Blender. You know, in preparation for the big championship race this weekend at Phoenix Raceway, Price Food Stores will be holding a parking lot meet and greet with Daytona 500 champion and Kroger driver Ricky Stenhouse Jr. We'll have race tickets and gift card giveaways, plus loads of vendor samples and much more. Don't miss your chance to meet Daytona 500 champion Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Friday, November 3rd, beginning at 2 p.m. The fun goes till 6 at our Litchfield Price Food Store, 13730 West Camelback Road.
Sun Devil football returns to Mountain America Stadium to take on the Oregon Ducks Saturday, November 18th for the Salute to Service game.
Forgay will throw for that far corner. Caught for a touchdown.
Get your ASU Oregon tickets today by calling 480-727-0000 or go online to sundeviltickets.com.
Gadaboo with the catch, has the first down, stays on his feet, and he's going to go to the 20, 10, 5, touchdown Devils.
Greg Clark Automotive Specialist, located on the southwest corner of Bethany Home and 19th Avenue, servicing Valley automobiles for 44 years. And we're offering our fall inspection on the belts, water pump, radiator, and hoses. Also, our brake service inspection, recommended every year to prevent repairs and ensure top performance. For guaranteed family touch service, contact us at 602-246-2881. Highly rated by Google. Online at GregClarkAutomotive.com. Mention the Fanatic to get 10% off.
Let's go, Phoenix. If you're a City of Phoenix voter, vote yes on question 1 through 4 of the Go Phoenix special bond election on November 7th. Your yes vote supports important city projects, a children's museum, improvements to libraries and parks, affordable housing, helping our seniors, plus enhances community safety through fire, police, roadway, and pedestrian infrastructure. All this and so much more with no tax increase. So on November 7th, vote yes on question 1 through 4 and let's go, Phoenix.
KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
Live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show.
Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Monday here on the Daily Blender. Your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, not alongside Randy White. He's off at a weatherman's convention. At least that's what he said he was doing. Unbeknownst to him, I was able to attach an Apple AirTag to his luggage. And, yeah, I don't think he's actually at the weatherman's convention anymore. See, usually what happens is a bunch of them weathermen get together, they get very drunk, and then somebody has an idea. And then the weather jet ends up getting taken all over the place as they will have a drunken stupor for a week. But Randy will be back next Monday. Keon Rose is right here in the control room. Ralph was trying to be on, but I don't know, the internet didn't want to let him in, so he's working on that on his end. And of course, you guys are here, the fourth dimension on the text line 888-368-1580 as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. That was an interesting weekend. That's the best way to describe it. Good things happen, bad things happened. The good things that happened, game one was close. It was a blown save, basically. I mean, that was a kind of a shame that it was very close. Nobody got blown out. Oh, wait, until the next game when we did the blowing out. Wasn't even close. So, hey, listen, I'm not going to get too cocky about the game we blew them out. I'm not going to get all depressed about the game that we blew the save. Outside of that, I mean, I feel like the Diamondbacks are in pretty good shape. The whole thought process was make sure you win one while you are in, Arlington. And that's what happened.
Mission accomplished.
One got one.
Yeah.
And now, they're here in our house. And also in our house, Big George is going to be in the house tonight. The Berg is going to be in the house tonight. And the house I'm talking about is Chase Field as the Diamondbacks are hosting the Texas Rangers. I've got a question. And I was hoping Ralph would be on because he's more of a degenerate than you are. Well, maybe you're degenerate enough. The betting line this morning when I got up, right? Because I had to go do a nuclear stress test today. So I woke up earlier, did my thing, and I got the information. And I was like, oh, look, they're not giving the Diamondbacks much of a chance again. And then I looked at the over-under, 9. All right. And then I saw the line. I'm like, wait, what? All the pundits still calling it for the Rangers, but the line was for Arizona, -110. I was like, hey, they're finally giving us some respect. So I go down there, get the nuclear stress test, do the little treadmill thing. And I was like, in my mind, I'm like, I get to be Spider-Man now. And then they put me in a gamma camera and I was like, I get to be the Hulk now. And then she's like, no, idiot, we're not putting gamma in you. We're measuring the gamma coming out of you because we just injected you with nuclear isotopes. I'm like, ooh, I get to have no kids now. Anyway, so when I get home and I'm finally able to eat, I'm like, and I check the internet and I'm like, wait, now it has Texas. -115 on the line.
Mm-hmm.
What happened today that changed so much? Did something happen?
Yeah. Well, no, I don't think anything in particular happened. I just think it's people trying to be on the right side of the betting line. So if it moves too far in favor of Texas, then there are going to be people who will try to take advantage of that by betting for the Diamondbacks. And if it moves too far in favor of the Diamondbacks, there are going to be people who are like, oh, there's a good chance Texas could win. And now this is the best that this line is going to be. I can make the most money I could make. So the line's just going back and forth with people trying to basically end up on the quote unquote money-making side of the line.
I feel like this is a pretty big swing from -110 for the Diamondbacks to -115 for the Rangers. I mean, I'm not the biggest bettor in the planet, but isn't that a pretty good swing, or is that just no big deal?
That's pretty decent swing.
I'm just saying
for a 24-hour period, that's pretty sharp.
From not even a 24-hour period.
That's true.
From this morning until today.
Till now,
so
yeah. Look, that's a strong move. Yeah.
The disrespect, my friends. Anyway, whatever the case, and hey, listen, tickets are available as low as $435. You guys enjoy. I'm going to enjoy my seat in my living room.
Me too.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know. My wife was tempted. She actually had tickets up on her phone and she was about to buy them. And I was thinking about this today. It's like, well, I'm getting to just watching George go. I'm watching Berg go. And I'm sure a bunch of other super fans are going. I'm like, well,
yeah, I know some other people who are going. Yeah.
Can I just say, this will piss some people off. I had press credentials for the World Series back in 2001, and I could have been in the press box when they won the World Series. I was on a couch.
That's still the best place to be. I know that's not like the answer people want to hear because you want to be with all the fans and see everybody going nuts and going crazy when it happens. But just the place where you could go and grab a beer that you already bought
Mm-hmm.
You know, for prices that make sense.
Oh, yeah.
With food that you bought with prices that make sense. That's the best place to be. I'm sorry.
I do feel like it's the best seat in the house. I get, like you said, my beer, my food, my comfort. Oh, look, my bathroom. I don't have to share with anybody. So, so I kind of went back and forth. Like, am I missing out on an experience? Because I missed out on it back in 2001. And I look at that. I mean, I was in a house at a party with a bunch of people. And that was, like I say on the air, one of the few times as a sports fan, I was demonstrative and was like, yeah, stand up screaming when something happened. Usually it's just not my style. It's not even about style. It's just I'm dead inside. So that's what my wife tells me. So, I don't emote when things, but I was very happy. But at that time, how could you not when Luis Gonzalez, everybody loses their damn mind and we beat the Yankees. I hated the Yankees back then as much as I hate them now. So anyways, like I said, tonight we get to watch again, same time as always, 5:00. Will anybody be watching or listening to the Monday Night Football? Only if you have interest in fantasy football, I think. Who gives a crap about the Raiders and Bears? Well, no, that's not true. We got a lot of Raiders fans. Lions, Bears, who cares?
Well, I'm just saying.
Yeah, you're right. And Jared
one
Goff,
of these teams could be in the playoffs. The other one has got no chance.
Have they decided if Jared Goff was okay enough to play? Is there a word on that? Because I knew that he was iffy earlier. So you could check that. I'll go to the text line, see what's happening over here. Donnie says, as you all know, I am the biggest Kirk Cousins fan defender out there, but this one hurts. By the way, what's the tallest building in Phoenix?
Wait, oh no.
He says, just kidding. My football season's officially over. Go Snakes. I was about to look it up and Google it for you, but no. Okay. I'm glad you're not. Just whatever, Donnie. You got a kid coming. You can't be thinking that way. And if you post stuff like that on the internet, they're going to shut you down for a while. That's what they usually do. Blissful Hayes says, breaking news about a sport that is not rigged. Congratulations to South Africa on their Rugby World Cup championship. All right. That's manly sport. I can give you a thumbs up for that one. Random texter says, so Dobbs to Cleveland? I was wondering if they might do that. But are you saying you saw this or you're asking if that's a possibility? Oh, there's all sorts of oh my God, it did happen. You're right. You're right. Kyler Murray or Clayton Tune's going to start this week because Josh Dobbs went right back to oh my God. Oh my God. That is real?
I can't believe this.
So wow.
I can't believe this. This is unbelievable to me.
Tell me you're tanking without telling me you're tanking. Because here's the deal. If Kyler Murray is not ready, you've just traded off the only guy who is probably capable. Clayton Tune is kind of okay. Wow. This is amazing. And guess what? It ain't Tuesday yet. Keep an eye on Kyler Murray. Clayton Tune may end up being your starting quarterback.
I don't think they're going to move him before.
Before what?
The trade deadline.
Trade deadline, isn't that tomorrow?
I believe it is. Yeah. I don't think they're going to be able to move him before then.
Are you kidding me?
Who's trading for Kyler Murray
Vikings.
Right now?
The Vikings.
Maybe the Vikings will, but the Vikings could also just ride this thing out and draft a guy.
But they, what's their record? They were behind in the race for number one pick.
Yeah, they're behind. They're 4-4 right now. But you don't need the number one pick in this draft.
Well, you keep saying that. You
don't.
How many guys are there? How many guys are there that could be good quarterbacks?
So we've got Caleb Williams,
franchise quarterbacks.
Caleb Williams,
yeah.
Michael Penix
Jr.
Bo Nix,
don't forget the junior.
Drake May, who I probably should have said second.
Okay, so there's 3.
That's 4.
No, I didn't hear the one in between when I was correcting you on Michael Penix Jr.
Bo Nix.
Bo Nix?
Yes.
Oh, I just love that guy because his name. How do you not love a quarterback named Bo Nix? Nix?
Nix. B-O-N-I-X. Yeah, Bo Nix.
I don't know where he's going, but I'm already a fan. I don't know
So
why.
I don't know. I
the
think
name.
those guys have the capability, and obviously, I think different teams are going to rate them differently, and they're going to go through the whole process. But this is like one of the better quarterback drafts we've seen.
So if you need a quarterback, you better finish in a place where you're the fourth worst team or worse.
And all I'm saying is Kirk Cousins getting injured gives you the ability to tank in the open in a way that most other teams can't get away with.
Who do they have as backup? I don't even remember.
Let's see.
Some young guy.
Jaron Hall was the guy that was playing yesterday.
I wasn't wrong. That was some young guy right there.
And he didn't do a whole lot.
Random texter says, Jeffrey, does that qualify for breaking news? Or my credentials still intact? Yeah, I'd say so. I don't know when that news broke, but I mean, I had checked all the feeds here about 20 minutes ago. So good on you for hitting that one, random texter. Let's see. Navy Brad says, I've done that nuclear stress test. After it was done, I was told to stay away from the airport. It set off alarms. yeah. I bet it would. How long did they tell you that?
No, that's true. It's like it's just in your bloodstream for.
I'm a walking dirty bomb right here.
Indiscriminate amount of time.
Yeah, I need maybe a date on that. Unnamed texter says -110 is pretty much a pick 'em bet. Just another face in the crowd says, nice of you to have Keon over to watch the game, Jeffrey. He didn't want to drive this far. You know what? If we all lived closer together,
we probably would.
We would probably all hang out. Randy would come over. We'd have to, because we got a lot of fun when we went to Randy's a couple times for parties and smoking stogies on the back patio. I'm sure I'd be happy to open up the house for these guys. Previous co-hosts, not so much. Mr. Wilbur says, so how about this one? Mama always said, the life is like a box of Diamondbacks. You never know what you're going to get. Okay. Yeah, he says Cardinals news. Yeah, but Wilbur, the time it took you to hit that on your Braille keyboard, we've already covered it about Kyler Murray. But thank you for trying to break news very slowly. King Kenton says, I watched a few minutes of that rugby. I had no idea what was going on. I know what's going on because in junior high we played rugby. And we actually had a big match in front of the entire school. And I tackled a guy so hard his shorts came off. And Terry Bonner, it's all right, Bonner. Terry Bonner mooned the entire stands because I tackled him and his shorts came off. And he wasn't wearing anything.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he was just his ass hanging out for all of Gilbert Junior High to see. That was amazing. If you went there, then you now know who I am. Blissful Hayes says, I'm looking forward to watching the Raiders. Well, there's one. Play the Bears on Monday Night Football. Thank you, Blissful Hayes. Berg says, Team Shop is absolutely nuts at Chase Field. I bet it is.
I just hope that this is the lesson to the Kendricks that when you play playoff baseball, you actually make more money. I know that's a crazy concept.
They're going to learn the wrong
that's
lesson
true.
Because they didn't pay as much and they didn't do as much. This is farm team and rookies and people getting good. And he's going to be like, well, there's the formula. Don't do anything.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, that's true. Pickle
D says, Bo Nix will be a bust.
That is, like totally your opinion, man.
Navy Brad says it was 3 days after the nuke test. I felt dirty. Oh, I bet you did, you dirty Navy Brad. Wilbur says, and Jeffrey, the time it took you to read my first text, which was from Friday, leaves a little bit to be desired. Yeah, sometimes I read the wrong one when the thing comes up on the screen because the thing doesn't flop up. The program ain't great, but that's on me. Blissful Hayes says, congratulations, University of Arizona, on their upset win. I think anytime they win, it's an upsetting thing. But how about the ASU for winning a game?
Beating Wazoo. That's an upset.
A team they should have beat. Wait, what? That's an upset? Who means an upset? That's a team we should have beat, right?
I mean, it was a beatable team, but it wasn't like ASU was the favorite coming in.
Yeah. It's never a sure thing when ASU football is so bad. But still, it was nice to get the win. It was nice. Brooks with them 3 touchdowns, DeCarlos Brooks, and then old Cameron Scadaboos. And now I wonder if they're going to change the commercial to DeCarlos Brooks because he had 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Old Scadaboo, he had 121 yards and a touchdown. But still, whatever, we'll take it. It's a win. We're not going to get tons of those, so let's enjoy what we got. 888-368-1580. What's the deal with Ralph? Yeah. I wonder if the internet went out at his house. I think it did. What a shame, because I think I know why he doesn't want to be on. Let me read you what I texted him.
Okay, because I know he doesn't want to hear about the Diamondbacks anymore. I'm pretty clear on that.
So earlier he's just checking in saying, hey, you want me on the show? And I was like, sure. And he's like, short show today? I said, yeah, a Dodgers time in the playoffs show. And his response was, damn. Yeah. Donnie says, I broke my Kirk Cousins candle 15 minutes before kickoff yesterday. It's my fault. Oh my God, you're going to believe that for sure. By the way, why would you have a Kirk Cousins motif candle? Usually you see like Mary or Jesus or Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan Kenobi, but you tell grandma it's Jesus. You don't usually see a Kirk Cousins religious candle. So yeah, I think you're right. I think it's your fault. I think we will let you have the jinx ability. I probably wouldn't post that, or else all the other Vikings fans are going to come after you. And you don't want that. All right, listen, let's do this. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we are going to talk about every single NFL football game that happened on Sunday. I think we can do it. I feel like we can do it, mostly because Ralph won't be in, crapping all over us and our teams while we talk about all the losses we've had. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. The best way to start betting smarter is to sign up for a free VSiN subscription at vsin.com/subscribe. That's vsin.com/subscribe.
It's Game 3 of the World Series tonight in Phoenix. The Diamondbacks hosting the Texas Rangers at Chase Field, with the series knotted up at 1 after Arizona took Game 2 on Saturday in Arlington 9-1. Rookie pitcher Brandon Pfaadt, who's had a great postseason, will get the start for Arizona. Future Hall of Famer Max Scherzer will counter for Texas. The Diamondbacks are getting a run and a half tonight, minus 166 on the run line. The Rangers minus a run and a half, plus 138. On the money line, Texas minus 112. The Diamondbacks minus 104. The over-under tonight is at 9.5. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZzzQuil.
ZzzQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZzzQuil nights. Explore our products at ZzzQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Brady here from the Daily Blender, and the big race is in town this weekend. In preparation, Fry's Food Stores will be holding a parking lot meet and greet with Daytona 500 champion and Kroger driver Ricky Stenhouse Jr. The fun starts November 3rd, beginning at 2 p.m. at 13730 West Camelback Road. Ricky will sign autographs from 2 until 3. We'll have race tickets and gift card giveaways, plus loads of vendor samples and much more. Friday, November 3rd, beginning at 2 p.m. at the Litchfield Fry's Food Store.
It's the sound of the fight song, the excitement of the rivalry.
Auburn has won the Iron Bowl!
It's the unbelievable upsets. It's the Heisman hopefuls.
Oh my God! Davis is going running all the way back!
It's the national rankings. It's college football.
The Sooners right down the field.
Tune in each Saturday for the college football game of the week. Listen for all the action, drama, and excitement on your home for college football. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Boy, Friday's going to be fun. Come join us out there at Fry's Food Stores. We're going to be holding a parking lot meet and greet with Daytona champion and Kroger driver Ricky Stenhouse Jr. That's right. This coming Friday from 2 to 6 p.m. there's this event going on, and that's going to be at the Fry's at 13730 West Camelback Road. That's in Litchfield Park. You can get your autograph, photos. You can come out and meet Ricky Stenhouse Jr. We'll have some race ticket and gift card giveaways and some other things from the Fanatic. All kinds of samples out there. It's just it's gonna be a nice little event out there in the parking lot of Fry's Food Store in Litchfield Park. So come on out and join us. You can meet Ricky Stenhouse Jr. between 2 and 3. We'll have him on the blender right at 3 p.m. And after that, we're just broadcasting live the show from 3 to 6 right there. So be sure to join us on Friday if you're in the neighborhood, and we'll have a lot of fun. 888-368-1580. The Stockton Slap says, I inadvertently watched the video of that hockey player. Oh, Jesus. No. Man, was that brutal. Condolences to that guy's family. Do you think they're going to start mandating chainmail throat protectors or something like that? You have to wonder. Now, there's been rumor that the guy did it to him on purpose, and then there's rumor that it was a freak accident, whatever the case. And we're talking about a hockey player who used to play in the NHL, but was in England or something, and was in a match over there. And he took a skate blade to the neck, and it cut his jugular, and that was pretty much the end of that. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I imagine there's some minimal amount of plastic you could wear around your neck to protect your jugular, because that's always been a fear. People are like, oh my God, these skates can get sharp. You know what I mean?
It's actually, I wonder it hasn't happened more often.
That's what I'm saying. So, maybe a minimal amount of protection on the neck would go a long way. Something you wouldn't even notice being there. I think chainmail might be a bit much, Stockton Slap, but it is something to think about for sure. Big George is on the text line, says, hello, gentlemen. Happy Monday. Look at Big George. Big George is going to the game tonight like a baller. He says, I'm on my way to Game 3 of the World Series, along with Sun Devil Chip, ready to cheer on the Diamondbacks to victory against the Rangers. Here's hoping, Big George. And I told you, and I warned you, no jinxing. Don't be starting any jinxing. Just go watch the game and cheer. Don't tweet stupid things.
Just watch the game.
This makes me so nervous whenever he just does stuff like this. All right. So now, for those of you with the Sunday ticket, this was the first time, and I'm watching the Colts game, and I'm just like, what the hell is going on? I started yelling at kids. Hey, you get too much internet. Get off the internet. It's messing up my game. And the kids are like, what? We're not doing nothing. You get off the internet. I'm not even on the internet. What the hell's happening here? Turned out it wasn't the kids. I'm not going to tell them that because they're on too many things. Too many tablets, too many stuff. Turned out that Sunday Ticket was having an issue.
Okay.
Yeah, they actually had their first issues of the season. Everything was pixelated and weird. I was actually pretty lucky. I read some of the reports. It was just so bad. I saw some pictures. Mine was it got kind of pixelated here and there. But I was just like, well, I can kind of still see what's happening. I just hope this doesn't go on forever. And what was funny about this was anytime we went to commercials, perfect.
That's the way it always works.
But I think is they were having problems with the feed from wherever it was supposed to go to their distribution place. That's why the commercials were clear, but the product was pixelated. And so they're like, we're aware of the issues and we're working on a fix.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How about you work on a rebate? A little refund. How much should I pay for this crap? A lot. So, cut me a check. I don't want to hear your apologies and that you're working on a fix. But I guess it went into the second half of, the morning games. So after that, everything was fine. But I guess
because I saw some of the games at the sports bar, and
you saw it happening.
They were kind of garbly on a couple of screens, and then I looked over, and Jags Steelers was the cleanest looking game I've ever seen in 40,000 K. Like it was just like what?
So they pushed it all over to that.
I have no idea, but it was just like that was the one game where it was crystal clear.
That was the wrong game to make crystal clear, if you ask me.
It was.
All right.
So I got a lot of good opinions on Trevor Lawrence today.
Yeah.
I saw him clearer than everybody else.
The only thing you saw. So the Raiders and the Lions coming up at 4:30. Matthew Stafford, he's a thumb injury. They weren't sure about his playing. Has there been word? Is he good to go or wait, no, Matt Stafford. Sorry.
No,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I got
Goff's good
confused.
to go. Yeah.
No,
yeah.
I'm not worried about Goff. Goff was also a question mark, though, wasn't he?
I think
Goff? No, I saw
I think
he
the
was-
Raiders kicker was, but that's about the only person in this game that was really like.
Oh, my wife needs the Raiders kicker to just not. She's tight in her fantasy football. She's talking to me before the show. She's like, "Yeah, so downstairs we're gonna have on the big screen, the football game, right? And then Diamondbacks in the small." I'm like, "Yeah, except for you got that reversed. Diamondbacks on the big screen, and Monday Night Football on the small screen. Because who gives a crap?" And she's like, "I give a crap. I got fantasy football going on." It's like, "Yes, ma'am." So
I guess
I'm watching the World Series just on a smaller screen for a minute, I think.
so that we can all focus on Daniel Carlson and hoping that he doesn't do anything.
Yeah, and then
Okay.
and also she's got Josh Jacobs. Wait, did I get his name right?
Yeah, I
Josh
think so,
Jacobs.
yeah.
Yeah, because she's got the running back, and she's like
Okay.
down by 10 points. So, just got to make sure that she wins.
Well-
Because I screwed some things up. I'll explain this another time. Anyway, so let's talk about the games. All right, so Cardinals, as you know, lost. They are now 1-7, and it was the Ravens. You knew the Ravens were going to win, and the Cardinals gave a pretty good fight. They put up 24 points, and whatever. So, but Gus Edwards was the difference maker right there. They just killed him with the running game. And you thought when you get killed with the running game, it was going to come from Lamar Jackson, but it wasn't necessary.
No.
It was not necessary.
And the thing is, this year I've noticed the Ravens less designed runs for Lamar. So he still runs, but it's all off schedule stuff. It's all, the play broke down and now Lamar has to do something. And even then he's been spending more time, behind the line of scrimmage, trying to see if he can get something developed downfield. So he's trying to be so much more of a passer. If you have a good game like that from Gus Edwards, you just roll with that.
Yeah. And Josh Dobbs, few interceptions, if you know what I mean. And
it's not great.
Both those interceptions got turned into scores. So, but fine, go ahead and send him back to the Browns, I guess. Nice enough guy, nice enough backup quarterback. I never made any sense to me why they dealt him, because he was a perfect backup for Deshaun Watson. Some of the similar play. I mean, he's not as much of a running quarterback, but he still is a very similar style of play. But whatever. All right, so. Yeah, I'm sorry, Cardinals fans. Your team is kind of tanking. They're kind of tanking. You know what I mean? It's like we could end up with a very good pick and maybe still keep Kyler Murray. So then, okay, we won't take a quarterback, but we will take something amazing. If we keep Kyler Murray. But I think everybody wants them to deal Kyler Murray.
Well, outside of the building, I think for them, they're actually going through a process. I don't think that they showed up and decided, well, we didn't draft this guy, so we don't want him. I think what they're going through is, hey, we saw what he looked like, but that was the old regime. That was the old coach, the old offense. And what does he look like in our offense? Can he run our offense? Can he do the things that we want him to do? And then they're going to look at that. And if he can't, then they'll probably move on. And if he can, well, then why bother? Just write it out.
Oh, look, here's that story I printed up like a half an hour ago that says Josh Dobbs will start again next week despite Kyler Murray. Wow, Gannon, you're a lying sack of crap. Good job.
Though, to be fair, that's a lie you have to tell. If they come through and you have a trade going on, you can't tip your hand that you're trading a guy until the deal's done.
Yeah, I'm not. I ain't mad at him. I know how it works, but still, it's just like, all right. So then, my Colts got beat 38-27 by eye makeup and the Saints. Taysom Hill. How do you stop the running game fairly effectively, and then Taysom Hill? Why do you let that happen? I don't understand why you let that happen. It was the same play 3 times.
Yeah, and there was one the he had a throw to Shaheed where I was just like, why are they hell bent on having Taysom Hill throw the football? Because Shaheed saved it. He was the one that got tangled up with the DB, and offense automatically wins that. that it was a horrifically underthrown pass by Taysom Hill. So, just when Taysom Hill runs, that's when he's at his best. But
yep.
Yeah.
And it was the same running play. Sweep to the left, get behind 68. All right, whatever, man. Yeah, like we can't figure out how to stop that, huh, Colts? Way to go. But we had them beat for a second. I don't know what the hell happened. And I watched the game. It just got away from us.
Yeah, it was just late in the game. There were Shaheed had some really good routes in that game. He ran a route in the seam that was a quarters beater that just went behind the entire defense. And it was like, oh, no, that's the perfect call. And Derek Carr, for the first time this season, made the perfect throw for it, because I don't know what he's looking at sometimes. And this is the first time I actually felt like, oh, Derek Carr is a saint. That could actually work, because it hasn't prior to this.
Well, whatever advice he got from his wife when she says, well, talk to them the way you talk to me. So he went into the locker room and says, oh, yeah, baby. And I don't think that's what she meant, but it worked.
I don't know if Derek Carr talks like that.
I think he did. He's like, oh, hey, baby.
I have trouble
pull my hair.
Imagining him saying any of those things.
Smack that ass. That's what he's saying. That's what he's saying.
Because he's been largely a pretty boring quarterback. So the idea that he would say anything interesting at all is already hard to believe.
Anybody wears eye makeup is a freak in the bedroom.
I don't know.
I rest my case.
I don't know that that's how that works either. But
I rest my case. So, all right. So this whole thing, everybody's like, "Hey, you're better off with Minshew." You can all just shut the hell up right now about that. I'm tired.
I'm glad I never said that, because that would be.
I like him, but he's
a good player, but he's not a franchise guy.
No,
there's a reason why he's not
fun, but he's not. It's not so fun when you've lost the last 3 games. I'm just. Cardinal Art is on the text line. He says, "Hey Jeffco, leave me and Randy's cardiac cards alone. We won our Super Bowl in season when we beat the Cowgirls. Listen, and I'm all for it. And great, you did the one thing you really wanted to do, and now you need to think about your future. And I don't think your future should be Kyler Murray. If you think it is, then boy, I'll tell you what, you get some draft capital by trading down from whatever pick you get that's going to be awfully high to somebody who wants a quarterback. You turn that draft pick into offensive lineman, because that is what you need to protect little Kyler Murray if you're going to keep him.
That's what I've been saying about Kyler the entire time. But
simple as that. I don't think they should.
We'll see what he looks like when he comes back.
Ugh. I hope they trade. I hope that they send him down the driveway. That's the best thing for the Cardinals. My best friend's Cardinals, my wife's Cardinals, your Cardinals. I truly, honestly think that's the best thing. Fifth letter says, Jeffrey, sounds like your wife needs a Raiders jersey. No, she's got a fantasy football team, and that's good enough.
She has one player that she needs to not cook.
Yeah.
And she has a player that she needs to cook, and that's about it.
But to be honest, she's a very enthusiastic fan. The Raiders would be lucky to have her, because she does, man. She does the same thing for the Diamondbacks, and she's up there screaming and yelling and strike this out, just like in Major League. I mean, yeah, she is a good sports fan. Stockton Slap says, it just landed that Austin Eckler in my fantasy league gave up Jay Ford and Laporta. Did I get fleeced?
I don't know, man.
Laporta's
been really good, and
Ford's been all right too, right?
Scott the King, Ford's been good as well. But Scott the King points out all the time how hard it is to find tight ends.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
who do you have? It's better than Laporta at tight end. Stockton Slap. Did you get fleeced? Well, if you hit the button, you didn't get fleeced. You fleeced yourself. You played yourself. Killer Rabbit says, Sunday ticket. DirecTV still has it for business. Call them up and let them know you're a business. O'Brien's Pubs and Steaks. We still have it in my restaurant. Go Broncos. Yeah, but didn't you experience the same issues? Because that's the source. It has to come out of the same source. I'd be curious to see if you had the same issue. Blissful A says, PJ Walker has played decent for the Browns. Why would they acquire Dobbs?
That's the thing. Do you think Dobbs is a massive step over Walker? Because Walker, I'm not going to sit here and act like he's been good, but he wasn't bad.
I got a question. what did the Cardinals get for Joshua Dobbs? Did they have a word on that yet? Because I gotta scroll to even see this. Yeah, I don't even see the story popping up on my feed yet. Are we sure this is real?
I've seen Tom Palacero say it on the Twitter, so that is why I am trusting that it's real. But I don't know if we have any of the trade information yet.
Bruno Baller says, well, we've already reached the last week of the early start times. Yes, I know. As of next week, we will have a 2.5-hour show on Mondays and Thursdays. So thanks for reminding me. Navy Brad says roof's going to be open for the Diamondbacks today. I forget, who does that benefit? The hitters or the pitchers? The roof being open. Oh, I wish Randy was here because I can never remember that.
Well, if you ask Randy, the roof and the panels being open together benefits hitters.
Oh, yeah. Are the panels open? That's what we got to know, Navy Brad. Nope. Here we go. King Kitten says panels are open as well. And there's a Air Force F-35 flyover from Luke Air Force Base. They're going to follow the 101 over the Deer Valley Airport and turn south straight down 7th Street over the stadium for the national anthem. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, I'm looking forward to seeing that. Cardinal Art says, I hope the Cardinals trade Kyler to Indianapolis. Oh, you bastard. Yeah. Oh,
but
God.
But the Colts wouldn't do that.
No, because we're sucking good enough that we might get one of those 4 guys. Because if we really need
if you really
move on,
or just like Anthony Richardson just can't. But I wouldn't even make that assumption after
he
part
can't
of the season.
Stay unhurt, and it's his own dumb fault. This is not a quarterback issue; it's a dumb issue. It's like, hey,
well,
stop running into brick walls, man.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a dumb issue so much as
seems pretty dumb.
I understand that's the result is bad, but like you are talking about somebody that has to learn this because he's been the biggest person playing that position everywhere he's ever played in life. And so he's got to adjust to that.
You know what, though? Then this is a really crappy way to learn by taking out 3/4 of a season that the Colts wasted on a first-round pick. You know, he'd better come back a good quarterback. He better come back smarter and a healthy quarterback, or else this was all just for nothing.
I mean,
nothing.
Maybe I wouldn't say it was for nothing. You do have to take those swings at franchise quarterbacks, or at least guys with potential to be it. Otherwise, you just have nothing. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I understand that it's going to feel like a waste of time if he doesn't pan out, and especially if he doesn't pan out due to injury. But that was his downside. Every single quarterback in this draft, Anthony Richardson, CJ Stroud, Bryce Young, they all had an upside and a downside. That was those kinds of decisions, because he is so big and strong, is he doesn't quite have his body acclimated to the fact that everyone in the NFL is that.
First injury, okay, well, welcome to the NFL, Anthony Richardson. Now you get it. Second injury, oh, come on, man, come on. Third injury, what the actual bleep, man? What are you doing? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
3 times.
He just doesn't have the experience. So
every time he plays,
if you think of playing quarterback in the NFL as a test, and like you have to have certain answers to certain questions. When they blitz me, what's my answer? When everybody's back in coverage, what's my answer? You know, it's cover 2, what's my answer? Anthony Richardson hasn't played enough football. So his one answer has always been, I'm just going to run through people. And it's usually worked. It's just
when they were children and not grown ass men that are.
Yeah, but you need to understand that just a year ago, it was working. So now he has to readjust, and hopefully
What this tells me is he doesn't listen to grown-ups, because he was told this would happen by everyone in the coaching staff.
But that is different than when you're under duress and you see the dudes running at you. What do? Well, I just take off. And I fight for yards because that's what I do. Like, it's not that he doesn't listen. It's that you're in that moment, in that place. You choose the answers that have always worked for you. Like, that's just you've got to have the game slow down a little bit, which was the argument for kind of not rushing him into being a starter so soon.
He ain't going to make it if he keeps this up. All right, we got to take a break. We haven't even talked about your Commanders yet. All right, everybody, 888-368-1580. We're going to pick up the pace if we're going to finish talking about every single football game that happened yesterday. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Kevin Harlan here from Monday Night Football on Westwood One. Join me and Hall of Fame quarterback Kurt Warner this week when the 5-2 Lions take on the 3-4 Raiders. Las Vegas hopes the expected return of Jimmy Garoppolo can get them back in the win column. Jared Goff and the first-place Detroit Lions are looking to bounce back. Don't miss any of the action on Monday Night Football.
Right here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Score early this NFL season with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers get $150 in bonus bets with any winning $5 moneyline bet. That's $150 if your team wins. If you've been thinking about joining FanDuel, there's no better time to get in on the action. The app is so easy to use. There's a wide range of betting options, spreads, player props, over-unders, and more. I like putting a spread bet together with the over for my parlays, and anytime player touchdown always has me on the edge of my seat. So if you're ready to do the same, visit FanDuel.com/win and kick off the NFL season. That's FanDuel.com/win. FanDuel, official partner of the NFL.
21 plus and present in Arizona. First online real money wager, only $5 pregame money line wager required. First online real money wager, only $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZzzQuil.
ZzzQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit-forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZzzQuil nights. Explore our products at ZzzQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
NBA fans, the wait is over. Basketball is back, and DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, is celebrating with an unbeatable offer. New customers can score $200 instantly in bonus bets for throwing down $5 on the NBA. Win or lose, it doesn't matter. You'll start the season with an instant dub. And with DraftKings parlays, everyone's got a shot at even bigger basketball wins. String together multiple bets from the same game or build your parlay across multiple games for a shot at making your payday even sweeter. Basketball's more fun when you're in on the action. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code BET1580. New customers can get $200 in bonus bets instantly for betting $5. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code BET1580. The crown is yours. 21 and over, Arizona only. Gambling problem? 1-800-NEXT-STEP. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/basketball terms.
When it comes to covering the high school sports scene in Arizona, AZ Preps 365 has all the answers. Every Saturday morning from 8 until 10, they break down games, interview the newsmakers, talk with coaches from around the state, and stay up to date with what's happening with prep athletes and breaking news from the Arizona prep scene. It's AZ Preps 365, 8 till 10 Saturday mornings on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Business, everything your employees do impacts your brand, including what they wear. Cintas has high-performance workplace apparel for almost every job imaginable. From work shirts and pants, to polos and khakis, to Oxfords or T-shirts, these clothes move, breathe, and look great. Your team gets the styles they like, you convey the image you want. And Cintas service includes weekly laundry and delivery. To learn more, visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Greg Clark Automotive Specialist, located on the southwest corner of Bethany Home and 19th Avenue, servicing Valley automobiles for 44 years. And we're offering our fall inspection on the belts, water pump, radiator, and hoses. Also, our brake service inspection, recommended every year to prevent repairs and ensure top performance. For guaranteed family touch service, contact us at 602-246-2881. Highly rated by Google. Online at GregClarkAutomotive.com. Mention the Fanatic to get 10% off.
What's up, everybody? Nick Costos here, host of You Better You Bet. Be sure to check out You Better You Bet for all the insight on how to beat the spreads and everything you need to cash those tickets. Weekdays, noon to 3 on Arizona sports betting station, 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. Killer Rabbit says, when are you going to talk about Danny DeVito playing quarterback? Oh, we'll talk about that when that game comes up. That was pretty amazing. I also loved him in Batman Returns.
That was Tommy DeVito playing quarterback. Different DeVito.
I think you read that wrong. It's Danny. Bruno Baller says, I see that Dobbs is getting benched, and they're going to start Tune next week. Yeah, I know. A random texter said that, and I believed it. And now I looked over here, and it says, no, they're benching him. They're not trading him. They're benching him when they go to play the Browns. So there you go. Yeah, so they did not trade Joshua Dobbs. They benched Joshua Dobbs. So it's either Kyler Murray or Clay Tune. Okay. He said, I guess Gannon said when he watched the tape, he was just like, we're benching this hairless dude forever. So he's now QB3.
Okay. I have lots of questions. Like, that doesn't clear anything up because, like, you brought this dude in because I assume you thought he gave you the best chance to win football games. That's your public, reasoning for that. Mm-hmm. And then you won 1 out of 7 or 1 out of 8.
It's good enough reason to bench him, I think.
Yeah. So just I feel like I could have told you this was going to be the result on account of Josh Dobbs has not started anywhere for a reason. Not because he's bad, but because he's in that class with Gardner Minshew and Taylor Heineke and a bunch of other guys. PJ Walker looks like he might be turning into that, honestly.
These are all
nice
guys,
backup.
Nice place to visit, but you wouldn't want to live there.
Right.
Navy Brad says Navy should do the flyover in Super Hornets. Okay. Blissful Hayes says Kyler got hurt by the 30-yard line. Well, that's true. He did.
I mean,
There's no contact from the defender.
That doesn't mean that he wasn't being, taken apart by other defenses at other times. Just the thing that ultimately broke him was the 30-yard line, not the only thing working on him.
Mr. Pringle says Ben Simmons has played twice as many games as Beal and Booker combined. Okay, Pringle. We're not talking about that right now, but
sure.
Thank you. Taco Kenny says wifey on patrol at Chase Field says the roof is open. Vamos, snakes. Blissful Hay says, is it true that Kyler's new jersey is 1/2? Yes, Blissful Hayes. Thank you for that. 888-368-1580. So let's talk about what happened with your Commandos. The Eagles are 7-1. I think that's enough of a. Do we need to even go into what happened to the Commandos?
Well, I mean, the fact is, it was a good game. It was another good game between these two teams, except that the Commanders simply refused to play defense. Not because of the players, I don't think. I think the coaching is very bad. And I'm at that point in the season where I'm like, all right, whenever it is that Josh Harris and this group, this ownership group want to fire all these jokers, I'm ready. I'm beyond ready. They're awful. Like every week, Jack Del Rio runs a defense out there and he does nothing with it. That we don't move anybody around. I'm watching the Cowboys and Micah Parsons is everywhere. He's lining up on the right. He's lining up on the middle. Yeah, let's have a stunt. Let's run a twist. Let's just get him in all kinds of places to wreak havoc. We got this great defensive line. They line up in the same place every play. They do the same thing every play. And then, Emmanuel Forbes, the rookie, I like him. I actually think that he may still turn out to be a very good football player. But you benched him because he was getting beaten to death by A.J. Brown. He didn't play for 2 weeks, and you bring him back just in time for him to continue to be further beaten to death by A.J. Brown. None of this makes any sense. This is just bad coaching. There was a Devontae Smith non-catch that was ruled a catch. Ron Rivera says he didn't see it. He didn't hear from anybody in the booth that it wasn't a catch, so he didn't challenge it. Well, that was a crucial play, so obviously that's a problem. But you're the head coach. The system for the guys to get you the information, you set that up. So if it doesn't work, that's your fault. And I can't protect Ron Rivera anymore. I can't defend the guy.
You're about to go the full Big George, aren't you?
It's not because to me, I'm where I would have a big problem is not necessarily, oh, the results are bad, so I want the guy fired. It's that your process is bad and the results are bad. And at that point, get out of town. Just be done.
Well, Tijuas wants to fire someone too. He says, fire Brandon Staley. I am as beyond ready as Keon with the commando staff to see Staley get kicked out the door.
Just sympathetically, I'm right there. Like I look at Brandon Staley and I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Every week, this guy.
Well, this is nice. Mr. Pringle hating on you for a change. Usually he just hates on me.
Oh.
He says, the cool thing about having Randy and Royal Ralph on the show is together, then Keon talks less.
Well, today must have been very unfortunate for you, but it's a short show. So
there's a switch on that little unit right there.
Yeah, no, she changed it up, you know? Yeah.
Keon blaming coaches is a broken record. Well, I think in his situation, it's a fair cop because of how many issues there are with the Commandos. You find the root of the problem with Ron Rivera or his staff.
And I'm not the guy that jumps to blaming coaches generally. I said at the beginning of this season, well, let them play out. They're finally owned by somebody who is going to ensure that every week you focus on football. There's not going to be any other distractions or anything else. And the team, the defense, and he's a defensive coach, has gotten worse.
I feel like 8 weeks is enough. I think you're in good range to say what you're saying right now.
Yeah.
If you said this week 2, no.
And this is also year 4 of Ron Rivera.
Right.
In a 5-year contract, you said the team was going to be turned around by year 5, and the team is just as bad in year 4 as they were in year 1, where they made the playoffs, but with 2 games below 500 as the record. So, he just hasn't improved at all. And I do see the players out there, and the scheme is just not like what he did to Emmanuel Forbes by sending him back out there to AJ Brown. You just set a player up to fail. And then he stands there in the press conferences and you could really just play Benny Hill music under some of the stuff that he says. Like he's clueless.
Yeah. Well, when you get a new owner, I feel like you need a full-on rebuild. Just shake the Etch-a-Sketch, start over. Whatever happens. Take your lumps in that first year or whatever. Tijuana says, hey, Keon, I'll trade you. Staley for Rivera. You want to keep losing, Tijuana?
Yeah, it's just like the team's going to stay the same. I'm saying I empathize with you guys over there as a Charger fans because I understand your coach also sucks. But Ron Rivera just sucks in a different way, and I don't know that you're going to be happier with the results that you get. I wouldn't trade for Brandon Staley, but that's not because I don't want Ron Rivera gone. It's because I don't want Brandon Staley either. They're just both bad coaches.
Fifth letter says, Keon, are you looking for some action on the Monday Night Football game? Raider team total over 19.5. It's going to hit. They might not win the game, but that is hitting.
If they better win the game,
he already has some funds.
It's not.
He's already had some funds into this.
I might go with the team point total. Actually, that's probably better.
Keon has what we call skin in the game.
A little bit.
All right. I really don't care who wins, but I
technically
they
just have to win the half.
I picked the Lions in my picks. You just picked the Lion. You picked the Raiders in financial reasons, right?
Yeah, I picked the Lions in my picks. I just need the Raiders to win the half. Actually.
Oh, I got you. All right.
Yeah.
What do you say when somebody's gambling? Is good luck a good thing to say, or is it something else?
Sure. I haven't been gambling long enough to really be superstitious about it in any direction.
Happy betting. I don't know. All right, let's go on to the next game, at least the first game on the list from Sunday morning. Cowboys versus the Rams. Wow. Dak remembered he had CeeDee Lamb and used him quite a bit that game. And the defense was the typical Dallas defense, but the offense really was cooking. But wait a second, I thought the Rams had a pretty good defense, or they got guys hurt or something.
No, the Rams were pretty solid. They were just gassed.
43-20, man.
They were gassed. They were out there a lot, having to try and stop these Cowboys. And look, CeeDee Lamb was a cheat code on Sunday. It looked like he broke the game. It was even contested catches, even catches that were, all right, that seems a little iffy. That's a double coverage throw. Oh no, CeeDee Lamb came down with it anyway. Like it just didn't matter. It was just one of those games where he was absolutely cooking. And then Micah Parsons was everywhere. So like the Rams had these very short drives, didn't really go anywhere. I thought their defense was just out there way too long.
Well, Matt Stafford's thumb probably did play into that. I mean, when you've got Puka and Koopa with 7 catches for 64
And then
yards.
they ran a little
combined.
Philly special with Matt Stafford and his busted thumb. Like, what are you doing? What's going on?
Man alive. Well, there was a scoregami on that game, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Apparently
that's
a first 43-20 ever, which
I am surprised.
Seems odd.
Yeah, 43-20, the 1,079th unique final score in NFL history. We have done a bad job. we have talked about 4 total games in the last half hour.
Little
we come
Ron
back-
Rivera clock management.
Yes, we will pick up the pace and try to talk about all these different games from yesterday before we turn it over to Monday Night Football here on 1580 The Fanatic. It's the Raiders at the Lions starting at 4:30. But right now, it's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Hi, folks. Robert Quigley here, America's Independent, Washington, D.C. We're on the road to the White House. Today, we're going to talk about Quigley Care. We're going to divide the entire healthcare system into 2 categories. Primary care, which is going to be free, will include things like the initial checkup, the testing, the analysis to figure out what's wrong with you. Routine diabetic care, for example, will be included in that category. Everything else that we currently have will be lumped into the secondary healthcare system. That will include things like end-of-life care, midlife accidents, midlife illnesses, etc. We are putting the focus on preventive health care. We're going to lower the cost all across the system. We're going to increase the number of doctors by 10-fold, as well as nurses. We have medical deserts everywhere, folks. We're going to control drug prices with a basket of similarly priced drugs across the 10 top economies. Go to my website, robertquigleyforpresident.com. Donate what you can. Together, we make America work for everybody.
Paid for and approved by Robert Quigley for president.
NBA fans, the wait is over. Basketball is back, and DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, is celebrating with an unbeatable offer. New customers can score $200 instantly in bonus bets for throwing down $5 on the NBA. Win or lose, it doesn't matter. You'll start the season with an instant dub. And with DraftKings parlays, everyone's got a shot at even bigger basketball wins. String together multiple bets from the same game or build your parlay across multiple games for a shot at making your payday even sweeter. Basketball's more fun when you're in on the action. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code BET1580. New customers can get $200 in bonus bets instantly for betting $5 only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code BET1580. The crown is yours. 21 and over, Arizona only. Gambling problem? 1-800-NEXT-STEP. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/basketball terms.
If you are an IT professional looking for an opportunity with great benefits, the freedom to creatively solve problems in a career with great growth potential and a team environment, look no further than Affinity Technology. Serving the Valley since 1992, Affinity Technology is looking for a level 1 tech to develop and deliver excellent solutions and outstanding customer service. Visit atechaz.com/jobs and get started with your future today. That's atechaz.com/jobs.
In business, everything your employees do impacts your brand, including what they wear. Cintas has high-performance workplace apparel for almost every job imaginable. From work shirts and pants to polos and khakis to Oxfords or T-shirts, these clothes move, breathe, and look great. Your team gets the styles they like. You convey the image you want. And Cintas service includes weekly laundry and delivery. To learn more, visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CB Phoenix at 99.3 FM. And K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
For what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside not Randy White, still at the weather conference, I guess. We got Keon Rose in the control room. Ralph tried to be on, but his equipment didn't work. Not the first time that's happened to him. You guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580. Sorry, I got you drinking water there, huh? We about had a spit take in the control room. Did you hold it in? Did you make it?
I got it.
Oh, I wish I could. I gotta time that better next time. Ladies and gentlemen, we're broadcasting live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale, and coming up at 4:30, we got Monday Night Football for you. Raiders at Lions. Pickle D says, "Hey, why did the local sports radio station broadcast an NFL game and not the local baseball team in the World Series? Because another radio station has the rights to that. We have the rights to Monday Night Football. We don't expect anybody to listen, and we don't expect anybody to watch. We expect everybody to be enjoying the Diamondbacks in the World Series. Just saying. But if you're somebody who hates baseball, we got the NFL game right here for you. We would be happy to be airing the World Series tonight. It would be amazing if we did, but we can't, so we won't. And that's the answer. 888-368-1580. But I encourage you all to watch it on television, just so the other guys don't get the ratings. I think that's fair, right?
That's a fair trade-off, yeah.
Blissel Hayes says, "Hey, if Chase Young gets traded to the Bears, he'll go from one horrible team to another."
Which I would feel bad for that.
Is that the rumor?
I actually think that if they have two guys that they've got to figure out how to pay, the edge rushers, Chase Young and Montez Sweat. What the rumors are is at the beginning of the year, everyone was kind of out on Chase Young because of his injury history. He just couldn't stay healthy. But he's been healthy this year. He's been awesome. And in fact, probably the best player on that defensive line. So Montez Sweat is the guy that I've been hearing might get traded.
All right. Well, we won't know until it happens, and everybody's lying. So we'll just we'll have this conversation again tomorrow after the deadline, and we'll see what's what and who's got what. Right now, we're talking about all the games that happened on Sunday, and as a parting gift, Kirk Cousins beat the Packers 24-10. What part of the game did his Achilles decide to leave the building?
I think it was like third quarter.
Yeah, so they had already pretty well had the game in hand, right?
Yeah, basically they just needed to take care of the football and not do anything crazy, and they were basically going to win that game because there wasn't a Packers receiver catching the football that day.
Who the hell? Jaron Hall. Who the hell is that?
I don't know.
See, now if you don't know, that is an unknown person. This is a complete mystery. Is it maybe somebody who
that's what
used to play and was suspended?
No, he's a rookie. He played at BYU. I remember him actually because he gave ASU fits last year.
Okay,
it's starting to come back to me. Yeah.
Well, he came in the game fourth quarter and he stunk. So, yeah.
Well, he just wasn't asked to do anything. He threw the ball 4 times, completed 3 for 23 yards, and then that was it. They ran the rest of the time.
Rumor is that the Vikings might bring in Colt McCoy to help out, and then other rumors, Kyler Murray. By the way, what's the record? Let me see here. Minnesota Vikings. They're 4-4.
They're 4-4 with a schedule that's not bad. Like that's a schedule that's very winnable, and they were looking at being able to turn the season around after the way that they started. It didn't look good. But then, you start looking ahead and the way Kirk Cousins played in the last couple of weeks and in this game, there was no reason to think that wasn't possible.
Suddenly there's a reason. There is a reason to find a new quarterback. Poor Donnie. But then again, I mean, I'm sorry for Kirk Cousins, but as much crap as Donnie has talked about the teams in Arizona, except for the Diamondbacks, just saying, I'm not saying, but I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying. All right, let's talk about Will Levis suddenly looking like a good quarterback. 4 touchdowns, and they beat it's just the Falcons. But still, that was sort of impressive.
It's sort of impressive, and this has been a good Falcons defense. Like it so far this season, if you beat the Falcons, you beat them in these low-scoring, ugly games. Like, though, that's the way to beat them. And honestly, I thought Will Levis played really well. but this feels like a D-Hop game more than it felt like a Will Levis game.
Yeah.
Because D-Hop, the 3 touchdowns, there were like 3 different, Will Levis had a throw behind him on a slant that he just reached back because he's D-Hop, caught it, touchdown. He had a double move that went for 61 yards, which I forgot that he could still move that fast. And then he had one play, I think it was actually the first touchdown he scored. Levis threw the ball, and it's not anywhere it's supposed to be. Like, it's just not even close. And then D-Hop just takes AJ Terrell, moves him to the left, which little offensive PI, they didn't call it. A little bit. And then he just catches the football that's like 5 yards to his right. Like, it was not even close, and he turned it into a touchdown.
That's how they coached Levis. They're like, get it anywhere near him, you'll be fine.
If you get it in the same zip code, he'll make you look good.
Well, Malik Willis was supposed to sort of work in tandem with him, but after one botched snap, they're like, no, why don't you just...
it was really bad. The snap was bad. Malik Willis's attempt to catch the snap was bad. And then he just sort of lost track of it on the ground, which looked worse because he's just standing there and the ball's like right behind his leg and he's just not moving to go get it. Yeah, it's just everything about that was horrible. And then the result was apparently Will Levis looked like the best quarterback in this draft class.
So, yeah, the Arthur Smith is like, well, we'll talk about who's going to be the starter. You don't need to tell us. We know. We already know.
You bench Desmond Ridder. That should be the conclusion of all of this.
Hey, how did you like seeing them Houston Oiler outfits on a Tennessee Titans team? That was just weird.
It's very strange.
It was very confusing.
I understand that that's their team history, and there was a couple of years where they moved to Tennessee and they were still the Tennessee Oilers. I get it, but it doesn't make any sense in that state where there isn't oil.
And the people let the Texans have that one.
Yeah, I understand that's not the Texans' team history, but the people who remember the Oilers the most live in Houston.
Yeah, there was no reason to do that, but whatever. Let's talk about the Dolphins. They are now 6-2, 31-17, beating down the Patriots. So I don't know. I'm starting to usually hate the Patriots because they cheated all the damn time, and I'm a Colts fan, so it's in my DNA. But now I'm starting to just sort of feel pity for them, starting to feel sorry for them. Sorry, like, oh my God, just anytime you play the Patriots, you're going to have a game. And well, the Dolphins, they had a game. They have had games against other people, but holy crap, when you've got guys like AJ Brown, when you've got guys like Tyreek Hill there, when you got all these speedsters on the team, of course, it's going to go well. And I don't know if Hill did the similar thing for tackle as Hopkins did for Levis, but like him, love him, hate him, Tyreek Hill, Jesus.
I mean, Tua's more accurate, but it is true that if you throw the ball to Tyreek Hill, he'll pick up entire 40-yard touchdowns. It's just, he's a person that could get you what his longest catch of the day was 42 yards. Like, he's just the person who could get you those giant chunk plays, but to have him go over 100 yards and Waddle go over 100 yards in that game, really damn impressive.
Yeah, I just can't say enough about this Miami Dolphins team, and so happy for Fish Tank. And by the way, Fish Tank won an impressive bet. What was this bet he did?
He did the exact score of Dolphins
31
Patriots.
17.
Yeah.
He called his shot for like
$5
and got 380.
Yeah.
Was it 380 or 680?
It was 3 something.
It was one of those amounts I was like, that's awesome, but I feel like it should have been more money. like
if you could say the exact score there's before the game, there's no way that shouldn't have been more money than that. I don't know. That feels weird.
Well, good news for your Commandos. You get the Patriots next.
I don't even know if that's good news, because once upon a time, someone was like, hey, good news for your Commandos. You get the Bears next. And then they got pantsed on Thursday Night Football. So I don't even know anymore.
The Jets, it's so funny. Everybody's like, yay, Zach Wilson starting to show signs of Aaron Rodgers. It was 13-10. Shut the hell up. Okay. It wasn't like you blew out the Giants, which you should have blown out the Giants. Why? Because they're the Giants. And you only beat them 13-10. I would kind of slow down the celebrations, Jets fans. Maybe kind of keep this one to yourself. Maybe try not to let anybody notice it was 13-10. And although you got a W, you should also be embarrassed. You should have beat these Giants by a whole lot more than just that. And it took you overtime. It took you overtime. You were tied 10-10 at the end of regular time. You should be embarrassed. It's the Giants.
Yeah, all of that is true. I will say the Giants do have a real defense. That's a legitimate defense that they've
But the
built
Jets
there.
are supposed to have an even better defense.
Yeah, I mean they did hold them to 10 points. So
And the Jets are supposed to have a better offense,
Yeah.
even with
Brees Hall and Garrett
silly little
Wilson and
Mother Humper in there.
But especially when you've got Tyrod Taylor and then Tommy DeVito, those are the two guys playing quarterback of the day. But man, they had trouble stopping Saquon Barkley. Saquon 36 carries, 128 yards. The Giants just played keep away.
Hey, where was the end zone, man? Where was the end zone? I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Both these teams,
I just think
should rot in hell.
I think the Giants they were more impressive in that game because the quarterback play was so bad. You know, Tommy DeVito, I think, what did he throw? He threw 7 passes, -1 yards. Like this is the quarterback play was atrocious. The fact that they were even in that game is kind of impressive.
It is an embarrassing 4-3 for the Jets right now. Seriously, don't look at that and say we're a winning team.
I think the Jets
You're
are
not
like
a winning team.
You know, whatever miracle drugs Aaron Rodgers is willing to take to make sure he comes back in time for the playoffs. I think that's what the Jets are looking at.
Good God, he should not. He should.
It would be a very bad idea. I don't think people realize that Achilles injuries are weird because you can walk around on them, but the moment you have to do anything strenuous, and I mean anything, you
And
just
they're making
can't.
a big deal out of him throwing the ball before the game. Like, hey, look, he's showing more movement. It's like, y'all just
not
need
a
to be
big
quiet.
deal. It's not. I have had a friend tear his Achilles in front of me and then come back the next week and just okay, we'll play horse. Can't really move laterally, so we're not playing basketball anymore. We'll play horse.
So, you know, Jets, you should be embarrassed because Tyrod Taylor went to the hospital and it was still hard to beat them. The Giants had -9 passing yards, the lowest in the NFL in this century. That is what the headline states. -9 passing yards. And it still took overtime and a field goal to beat the Giants. Jets.
By the way, to
Shame on
get
you.
to overtime was a desperation 24-second. We don't have timeouts. Let's march up the field. You know, I think Garrett Wilson got the PI call that got him in field goal range, and then they moved the ball some more, and then they had to clock it. Which I thought was pretty well done by the center of getting the ball in the right place, confirming with the official, so the official didn't have to put it down. And then they had 1 second to kick the field goal. That's what it took them to beat the Giants. Also, the Giants missed a kick.
Oh my God. It's even
because Graham Gano's the kicker, and you can't spell Gano without G. No.
The Whopper says should have been Danny DeVito. If it had been actual Danny DeVito, the Giants might have had a better shot. Oh, well. Let's go on to the next game. The Steelers lost to the Jaguars. Of course, the Jaguars are playing pretty good football right now. But they didn't just lose the game. They lost Kenny Pickett. He went out with some ribs. I thought he went out 4 ribs. So I guess he had a rib injury. Oh, okay. So now I don't know what they're going to do. Maybe they're in the Kyler Murray phone call thing. Are you sure? Because Mitch Trubisky was where they had to turn, and that was not a fun place to turn.
Well, the thing is, they play Thursday, I think. So I don't think you can do the Kyler Murray thing because he's not going to know anything about what you're running.
Yeah. Mitch Trubisky's your man.
And you've got 4 days to figure this out.
Not good. All right, next game, the Panthers, Bryce Young taking on CJ Stroud. And I really thought CJ Stroud was going to win this one.
Me too.
I think that's one of the ones I got wrong. It's a winless Carolina Panthers team, but I guess for the Panthers, the Texans were to them as the Cardinals, the Cowboys were to them. maybe this will be their one big win of the season for the Panthers. But another ugly game, low scoring, just sort of ugly game. Not a whole lot to talk about.
Best Bryce Young game so far, though.
But that's not saying much.
That's not saying a whole lot. But it was a game where I was like, okay, he does look like he can belong in this league.
But doesn't it seem like CJ Stroud is showing more promise?
He is.
I think
he is the
Even
more
after
polished
this game?
guy. Yeah, that's what he looks like, which is weird because Bryce was supposed to be that. But to be fair, CJ's got better weapons and just a better team in general.
It's a shame that Ralph's Tech didn't work, but because his team actually beat the Browns 24-20, and now they're in first place in the NFC West. He was actually excited to come on here and crow about it, but I guess God has decided not to let him have that.
Just karma for being a Dodgers fan.
I think so.
It comes back around every once in a while.
I'm sure you're right. It has something to do with that. But the Seahawks, pretty sturdy game there, 24-20 against the Browns. Again, their defense is doing great, but it was just the Seahawks day. I don't want to say too much nice about it because I'm sure we'll have to hear it from him eventually. So let's take a break. We come back and try to wrap this up. I think we can do it. I think we've made pretty good progress talking about all the NFL games that happened yesterday before Monday Night Football happens. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Rich Eisen here from Monday Night Football on Westwood One. From Detroit, Jared Goff and the Lions try to put last week's loss to the Ravens behind them. 5-2, they now face Devontae Adams and the Las Vegas Raiders, also looking for a bounce-back win. Kevin Harlan and Kurt Warner will call the action on air and on the free live stream sponsored by AutoZone on Monday Night Football.
Right here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Oh, this cold.
Honey.
Honey?
Honey, you need DayQuil Severe Honey.
DayQuil Severe Honey gives you powerful cold and flu symptom relief with a honeylicious taste because life doesn't stop for a cold.
Okay, I'm ready to go.
No, I'm getting a cold.
Honey.
Try DayQuil Severe Honey for powerful cold and flu relief. DayQuil Severe with honey flavor. The daytime coughing, aching, stuffy head, fever, honeylicious, power through your day medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
O'Reilly. It's See Better, Drive Safer month at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Replace your worn-out wiper blades and get up to a $20 O'Reilly gift card after rebate when you purchase a pair of select wiper blades. See store for details. Our professional parts people will even install your new wiper blades for free. Stop by your O'Reilly Auto Parts store or O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Chris Brockman here from The Rich Eisen Show. And do you want even more excitement on game day? Yeah, you do. It's time to get on Prize Picks, the best way to win big on fantasy sports. Here's how it works. You pick 2 to 6 players. You choose more or less on their stats. If you get them right, you can win up to 25 times your cash. It's quick and it's easy to make your picks with fast and safe deposits and withdrawals. Prize Picks is the place to play. Prize Picks has awesome weekly promotions, and they're the only daily fantasy platform with an injury insurance policy, keeping you in the game even if one of your players goes down. Watch your entry update in real time and continue the fun by making picks on the second half and fourth quarter stats. And right now, when you go to prizepicks.com/primetime, use code primetime for a 100% deposit match. Prize Picks, daily fantasy sports made easy. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for more details.
Jeffrey O'Brien here, and congratulations. You just made it through the hottest summer in Arizona history. No lie. The only proof you need is in that electric bill. If you don't have solar, I wonder how bad it's going to get next year. You need to call Harmon Solar today. Harmon Solar could save you over 80% off your electric bills. They're a locally owned, family-owned company. Call Harmon Solar for a free estimate. 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189, or go to harmonsolar.com.
All right, so there we were, cruising through the new open-air zoo, when I realized that the park was closing in like 15 minutes. That's when the afternoon took an exciting turn. Luckily, we were in my Nissan Rogue. With its powerful DC turbo engine, well, we had more than enough time to see all the animals. Whoa! and outrun a few.
Drive the Nissan Rogue. Now get the 2023 Nissan Rogue with best-in-class fuel economy among gas engines. Availability is limited. Shop at your local Nissan store or at nissanusa.com. Auto Pacific segmentation, excluding hybrids and electric vehicles. 2023 EPA fuel economy estimates from 28 city, 34 highway to 30 city, 37 highway for 2023 Nissan Rogue. As shown, Nissan Rogue Platinum all-wheel drive, 28 city, 34 highway. Actual mileage may vary.
Greg Clark Automotive Specialist, located on the southwest corner of Bethany Home and 19th Avenue, servicing Valley automobiles for 44 years. And we're offering our fall inspection on the belts, water pump, radiator, and hoses. Also, our brake service inspection, recommended every year to prevent repairs and ensure top performance. For guaranteed family touch service, contact us at 602-246-2881. Highly rated by Google. Online at gregclarkautomotive.com. Mention the Fanatic to get 10% off.
Are you ready for the NFL season? Are you ready to win $1,580 in cold hard cash? Sign up today for the Harman Solar 1580 The Fanatic NFL Fan Pick'em Contest. Get over to 1580thefanatic.com and sign up today. Someone needs to win this $1,580 first prize. Why not you? Finish in second place. Cha-ching! You win $500. The Harman Solar 1580 The Fanatic NFL Fan Pick'em Contest. Sign up today at 1580thefanatic.com.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Beer Bob says, you guys might not believe me, but I'm a little disappointed Ralph's not on the show today. I actually love the throwback jerseys for the Sea Chickens. It's a lot better than god-awful slime neon green crap they normally wear.
They should just bring that back permanently so that we never have to see whatever it is, the thing that they wear every week.
100% agree.
Just it's the ugliest uniform in sports.
Yeah, no, without a doubt, Beer Bob. And we're kind of sorry Ralph couldn't be on either. His equipment's not working. So, Pickle D says Tomlin's smart enough not to touch Kyler Murray. You think so? Navy Brad says happy birthday to the Fonz. Fair enough. Let's see. King Kitten says it is estimated that Fox 10 is getting their largest ratings and audience of all time, if you will, their biggest numbers ever with the World Series games. I would not be surprised. This is huge. This is huge. And I hope everybody enjoys the game here when you get home tonight. And I'm not going to be sad if you don't watch or don't listen to the Monday Night Football game. Don't blame you. We're all going to be watching the Diamondbacks too, rooting them on. This ain't about what station they're on or who's doing what. I mean, I do hope you watch the game rather than listen to the game because screw those guys and their ratings. But whatever the case, whatever you need to do to cheer on your Diamondbacks, you do you, man. You do you. 888-368-1580. So, yeah, we talked about how the Seahawks beat the Browns. Wait, I wasn't paying attention. I really wasn't paying. Did Deshaun Watson play? He didn't play, right?
No. That was PJ Walker.
When's he ever going to play again, you think?
I don't know. Because I don't know exactly what's up with his arm. Everybody that can medically clear him says that he can play. It's just up to him, and he's saying it hurts, and he can't really throw the football.
Well, I'm really looking forward to him facing a good defense and maybe getting hurt again. That's what I'm looking forward to. Oh, by the way, man, I had a great time texting with my son. He's a Broncos fan, and he couldn't believe it either. I couldn't believe it. Could you believe it? The Broncos beat the Chiefs. Now, Patrick Mahomes says, didn't have nothing to do with that stomach bug that I had. I was fine when we played the game. Yeah, you say that, but maybe not. But he says, no. It seems like the Broncos have figured us out. And now all the other teams are going to look at that tape and figure us out. It's like, well, that was really nice of you to say, Patrick. Maybe keep that to yourself, because what if they hadn't thought of it yet? But I'm sure they have. I don't know if the Broncos have this special way of beating the Chiefs, but that might have been Patrick Mahomes' way of saying to Andy Reid, these guys have got our number, so we better change our number because now everybody else is going to get our number.
That's the hey, we should probably change some things up. When you got to realize too, this is the first season that they've had Matt Nagy an offensive coordinator, and Eric Bieniemy's gone. And I do think that one of the specialties that Bieniemy had when he was in Kansas City was his ability to change things and see where, okay, they might have figured us out here. Let's add this wrinkle. Let's add this little twist. that maybe Matt Nagy's not doing that well enough. Because I'm used to seeing the Chiefs kind of start off slow, maybe have some ugly wins, and then start to put it together. And we're 8 games into the season, and it still hasn't happened.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out how this happened. Well, here's how it happened. Here's how you know it happened with the defense. Russell Wilson was 12 of 19 for 114 yards, and he had 3 touchdowns that he threw. That tells you everything you need to know about field position. And Javonte Williams, he rushed for 85 yards, had 27 carries, and a touchdown pass that he caught. So, again, the field position was everything, and that's because Patrick Mahomes just was rattled the entire game. So congratulations to the Denver Broncos on that. You have to imagine they'll figure it out. They'll figure it out. And then everybody who wants to crap on Brock Purdy, just take a seat, because no, I'm not like about Brock Purdy. I don't know. So is this Brock Purdy's fault? What happened yesterday? The 31-17 loss to the Bengals?
I mean, a little bit, but it was a total team failure.
Yeah.
I mean, it was defense's inability to stop Joe Burrow throwing anything beyond 15 yards.
Do you think there was
Didn't
anything
help.
to the concussion that he had 6 days ago and then hitting his head on the turf during this game? Everybody's like,
Probably
"Whoa."
didn't help.
And they
No.
didn't check him. They didn't check him.
And again, we did this thing with Tua last year,
Mhm.
and I just would have thought we would have learned better that if a guy, especially a young quarterback, gets injured, gets a head injury, we don't rush that person back. We're not trying to get Brock Purdy back out there because you gave away Trey Lance. You know, you moved on from Jimmy Garoppolo. What you're saying is our future's Brock Purdy. If that's the guy you want to be your quarterback for the next 10 years. Don't gamble that for a week extra of having him. That's ridiculous.
Mhm.
It's a silly thing to do.
So, well, whatever the case, whether he does or does not have a concussion, he's still upright, I guess, and they're playing. I'm not worried. I mean, this is the same kind of education that I was hoping that Anthony Richardson was going to be getting. So, again, yeah, it was great. His first 8-9 games, he won them. Not normal. Yay. But now what's happening in front of your eyes, that is kind of normal. It's still not him being a bad quarterback. He's just going through it. He had 283 passing yards, 28 of 32. I'm sorry, that was Joe Burrow.
Yeah, but he was over 300 yards passing.
Right. That was my point.
Yeah, no, I do think that him playing the way that he played, he had to be a whole lot more aggressive. They fell behind in the game. And I do think that, you're taking extra risks. Those are the things that you wanted, I think, to see Brock Purdy do maybe a little early on in the process, because that is part of being a young player in the NFL at that position, is you're going to have to take some lumps, make some mistakes. And
Delicious. Sorry.
He's doing that right now.
Delicious says, talk me down from the cliff I'm about to jump off of. Niners suck. We lost as a team, but the bye week can't come at a better time. That is true about the bye week, but you guys don't suck. It's a good team, and you're right about losing as a team. It's just you guys just kind of get together and sort your crap out.
Yeah, you don't suck. I will talk you off the ledge by saying this. There is not one team in the National Football League that doesn't have a major flaw.
Yeah, it's like saying the
everybody.
Chiefs suck now. They don't suck.
Yeah.
And your Niners don't suck either, T-Licious. It's going to be okay. The other game was Chargers beating the Bears, as expected, 30-13. Nobody thought that Tyson Bagent was going to be amazing.
But Justin Fields and Brandon Staley were really hoping he'd be normal.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he was. But
so there you go. Everybody wins. Chargers won that 30-13. Cameron Dicker the kicker, made a ton of field goals. Wait a second. Yeah. I thought Dicker the kicker was on the Rams. He's on the Chargers. Huh. Yeah. Okay. My wife has Dicker the kicker. And every time she says his name, it makes her giggle. So
it's funny. It's a funny name.
Moist one says balls. Yeah, I know, man. I know. All right, guys. Coming up next, Monday Night Football. Go Diamondbacks. And we'll see you here tomorrow at 3 p.m. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Hey, it's Ron Culver. Join me in